Cultivating Keepsakes. I'm Eden, and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to make some patriotic popsicles out of some molding I had left over from my house. The first thing I did was tape down some stars so they wouldn't move around, and then I used my Rust-Oleum white chalk to give them each one coat. Then I taped off some of my one popsicle, and I'm showing you here the molding so you could see. And then I used Folk Art Matte Fire Engine Red to paint the one popsicle. I used a makeup sponge because that works really well when you're taping off so that you don't get a lot of bleed through, or hopefully any bleed through. And then I used the same paint for the top section of another popsicle. This one's split into 3, so I did like a third of it, actually a little less than a third, because I make the bottom color bigger than the rest. And then I also painted the backs of them because I wanted them to be finished, even though you won't really see them. And then I pulled the tape off, and I was pretty happy with the results. And then I used Old Town paint in the color Paradise to paint my third popsicle. I painted the whole thing with one coat, the sides, the back, everything. And then I set that to the side and got out my nail file to sand the red portion of this popsicle. I did that and did the red first so that I wouldn't end up getting pink in my white, because that happens a lot when you're sanding red. And I sanded it pretty good all around, except for I didn't sand very much on the back, just because that was kind of already white back there, and I didn't really care about that showing through. And then I also sanded the top of my other popsicle. And then I painted the bottom section of that popsicle with the Paradise. And then I took out the full covered one and I sanded that as well. And then I added my stars down the center of that popsicle using hot glue. And I didn't put them in a straight line. I zigzagged them a little so they would fit really close together. And when I was done getting all of the stars on, I attached the tongue depressor or craft stick, whichever you want to call it, to the back of the popsicle. I went all the way up so that it would give me a sturdier stick. And I used Type On Quick and Thick and some hot glue. I put the Type On Quick and Thick on the back of the popsicle, and then I put the hot glue onto the stick and just stuck it on real good. And that gave me a quicker hold, but also it will be long term. And then that popsicle was done. And then next I got out my 3-color popsicle and I sanded the bottom of that, the blue part, also so I wouldn't end up getting that color into my white. And then I used my Rust-Oleum white again and painted the sections of the taped off popsicle that was taped off that were not painted yet with the white. And then I painted the center of the third popsicle also with the same white. And on that one, I didn't do as full of a coat. I kind of wish I would have done that on the other one too, but I didn't really think about it until I started that one. So that way I didn't have to sand it as much. And I did the backs of both of those as well, and then attached the popsicle sticks or craft sticks in the same way. And then that was it. They were done. I hope you like them. Please let me know in the comments. And I would love if you would follow, share, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. And I hope you have a great day. Bye!